In today's video, I'm going to teach you something very simple about the drop shot. Now the good news is we can apply this piece of advice to both the forehand and backhand drop shot. So first, let's get into what the drop shot actually looks like. So in order to hit a successful drop shot, we need a couple of things to happen. Number one, ideally our opponent is kind of far back, so we have enough space between them and the net so we can hit a drop shot that makes them move very far that they hopefully don't get to. Number two, we also need to kind of trick them into that, ideally, if the opponent is of a higher level. Number three, we need to make sure that the ball that comes to us is a ball that we can actually hit a drop shot on. Now, how do we do that? Well, first we have to decide what type of drop shot we're trying to hit. The first type of drop shot is a ball that we give a lot of backspin, that is played a little bit higher over the net. And the second type of drop shot is a ball that we don't give as much backspin, that we play lower over the net. Now, why don't we need as much backspin on that ball specifically? Because that ball lives off of the fact that the opponent doesn't have a lot of time because there's not a lot of air time on that ball, and thus the backspin simply doesn't matter as much because all it will do is, keep the ball a tiny bit lower off the bounce. On the high spinny drop shot, on the other hand, we're not living off of the fact that the ball is in the air for a short time, but instead we're living off of the fact that that ball gets very short and bounces back towards us. So that's a much trickier drop shot to hit. So we're going to show that one second. Let's go for number one. Number one was a lower drop shot that we hit low over the net with little backspin. So that would be something like this. All right, as you see here, that ball doesn't bounce high, it just bounces forward, but we're using the angle to push the opponent off the court and keeping the ball low. Now this drop shot is very hard to hit on high, short balls that come from the opponent. Why is that? The timing becomes very difficult because we have to take the ball on the rise to make sure that the opponent doesn't have a lot of time. And due to the nature of the shot that came towards us that is already high, the opponent already had a lot of time to recover. So we do not want to use this low drop shot on balls that come to us with a very high trajectory. However, if a ball comes a bit lower, that ball becomes relatively easy to hit because we can just oppose the angle of the ball, push it forward, and give the opponent no time in the process. Now let's take a look at the second version where I give it more backspin. As you can see here, that ball had a lot more backspin and stopped on the bounce almost. Obviously a bit difficult if there's no power coming towards me. Now here's the piece of advice that you have to use for these drop shots. It's very important that you do not stay stationary when you hit those drop shots, but instead you want to step through them as if you do on a volley. Now that will make sure that your drop shots do not land short anymore. Right, you've probably seen this before many times where you're trying to hit that drop shot, you're getting in perfect position, you're hitting that ball, and it just lands on your own side. The majority of times that's because you have no more body weight transfer through your drop shots because you feel like you have to hit it soft. However, the body weight transfer on the drop shots is just as important as it is on your forehands and backhands from the baseline. So don't forget to step through your drop shots with a soft and controlled step in order to get your drop shots to clear the net, and then once you master that, you can make a decision if you want to hit that higher, more spinny drop shot in certain moments, or that lower, less spinny drop shot that gives your opponent a whole lot less time. So make sure you work on your drop shots in order to perfect both of these methods so you can use the right drop shot in the right moment with a lot of consistency.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.